Dun, da, dun, 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 da, 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 da. Wait, haven't even been streaming now. It's been less than a minute. Okay. Okay. Hello, welcome to stream. Okay, I was about to go to the bathroom, and then I saw my neighbor in the window of my bathroom, and then I went, never mind. Like not creeping into my window, but he was just in the room that you can see in the window in my bathroom, and I always feel really awkward whenever I see my neighbor. So then I'm just like, I'm not. I'm gonna skip out on this one. So yeah, cool. All right. Well, welcome to stream. I am girl with experience. It's very exciting to be here. We have a very exciting stream. I have a very exciting stream for you. Fuck. I have a very exciting stream for you today. It's going to be great. It's going to be grand. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, we're going to have a great time. So, what are we doing today? Well, I'll tell you. We're going to finish Othello today. That's why we started early today. It's very exciting. Okay, so if you remember from yesterday, which I'm sure, you remember the amazing 2 pages we read yesterday, which ended up going by really slowly because I just could not get my crap together when it came to reading. I just kept getting sidetracked. But Iago and Rodrigo went outside and were waiting for Cassio, right? And Iago was like, here, Rodrigo, hold this sword. You're going to stab Cassio as soon as you see him. And so Rodrigo starts to sword fight with Cassio. Cassio draws immediately and starts sword fighting with him. He beats Rodrigo. Rodrigo doesn't die yet. And then Iago comes up behind Cassio and slices his legs and then runs away. And then other people see them sword fighting and they're like, oh my God, who is this? And then they see that it's Cassio and Rodrigo and they're like, oh my God, Cassio, what are you doing? Why do you have beef with this guy? And then Iago's like, I'm gonna kill the guy who tried to kill Cassio. And so then Iago stabs Rodrigo and Rodrigo's like, Iago, I hate you. You're the worst thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. And now I'm dead. You killed me. I hate you. And Cassio's like, look, I didn't have beef with this guy. He just came up to me and he just started sword fighting me. Right? And so all of these people are standing around and talking about it. Cassio's extremely wounded. It's implied that his legs are cut off, basically. And so the woman that he's been in a relationship with for a while comes in. Her name is Bianca. Bianca comes in and she's just like, oh, Cassio, I'm so sorry for ever being mean to you. I forgive you for all of your transgressions that he never committed. But this is all just extreme hearsay, and all of these rumors are going around that he's been doing these horrible things when he's never done any of them. And Amelia's just like, oh, okay, whatever. Go be with Cassio if that's really what you want. So then we get to scene 2, and we're starting scene 2 today, and that's what we're reading. And we are reading, I think it's 10 pages, 11 pages. We're reading 11 pages today, compared to the 5 that we read yesterday. So strap in, because it's going to be an intense day today. But also don't be afraid to, chat too, because I don't mind when we get sidetracked. I can run late today because I didn't work today, and I'm feeling extremely not extremely. I'm feeling fine. I can be chatty if anyone wants to chat. So that's totally fine. Okay. So we're starting scene 2. And we're in a chamber in the Citadel. We really don't leave the Citadel once we get to Cyprus, do we? And then Desdemona is laying asleep in bed. Oh. That's unexpected. Okay. Oh, well, not really. So, okay. To be fair, Desdemona was told to be waiting in the bedchamber for Othello. So I wonder if Othello joined her, or if he was just on a walk with Lodovico. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, he wasn't. He wasn't with Lodovico whenever this started, because Lodovico entered with Graziano. But maybe Lodovico and Graziano were also on a walk with Othello, but they were a little bit behind him. I don't know, man. Anyway, okay. So I'm guessing Othello is finally getting to the bedchamber for the first time in the evening. And Othello comes in with a light, and Othello says, it is the cause. It is the cause, my soul. Let me not name it to you, you chaste stars. It is the cause. Yet I'll not shed her blood, nor scar that whiter skin of hers than snow, and smooth as monumental alabaster. Yet she must die. Else she'll betray more men. Put out the light, and then put out the light. Oh, Yeah, she'll put out the light and then put out the light. If I quench thee, thou flaming minister, I can again thy former light restore, should I repent me but once put out thy light, thou cunningest pattern of excelling nature. I know not where it is, that Promethean heat. Sorry, I'm reading this really poorly. I know not where is that Promethean heat that can thy light relume. When I have plucked the rose, I cannot give it vital growth again. It needs must wither. I'll smell it on the tree. And then he kisses her. Okay, so he's giving her a kiss of death. Okay, so what Othello is saying here, just to like cover it real quick. Othello is just like, look, you have caused me so much pain. You have really like just devastated me. So therefore, I am going to take you out of this world so that you do not devastate any other man ever again in your entire life. And then he kisses her and says, oh, no, Kermies, we just started. So no probs. So yeah, so he kisses her and says, oh, balmy breath that dost almost persuade justice to her sword. One more. Be thus when thou art dead, and I will kill thee and love thee after. One more, and that's the last. So then Othello like leans over and kisses her one more time. Oh, I see where this is going. So he kisses her once, and he's just like, dang it. He's down bad for this girl. He's like, I'm only gonna do it one more. I messed with the coloration of the camera punk. Same camera, just I got to adjust like exposure settings and things like that. So I just wanted to make it seem, it looks a little bit better because I feel like the camera, or at least the coloration is a little bit more equalized. And that way, like nothing is super overexposed, if that makes sense. But you still get the great low quality of the camera with the semi-decent quality of the exposure being messed with. So do not worry. Yeah, the sharpening, yeah, I agree. The sharpening is a little bit strong, but otherwise I think it's all right. For some reason, so I'm not a visual person, I'm a very auditory person. But punk. Now, if anything, in Shakespeare's time, the cameras, aka realism painters, were extremely good. What you talking about? Though I feel like, so I've been painted before a couple of times, and anytime I get painted, they always get my face wrong. So it makes me wonder if people were also getting people's faces wrong in that time. Because I know what I look like, and I don't look like what that person painted me like. They were doing a realism exhibition, and so I was like looking at it, and I went, oh. But that's not me. But it's okay. Okay. But no, so I'm not a visual person, so when it comes to like adjusting settings and things like that, like even just picking out an outfit, right? I'm really bad at it because I can't pick something that actually looks good because I don't know how colors work together. I do, but I don't. Like I know when things look bad, but I don't really know when things look good. And I don't know what looks stylish because I'll see people, like I just take in information based upon what people are wearing and if there are many people wearing those things. And then I'm like, oh, I've seen many people wearing this style. This looks like something I should, maybe I can wear this and it would look decent. And then I try to wear something and it's like completely the wrong proportions. I don't know how to do it. The colors are wrong. I have like completely wild patterns. It's a train wreck. So thank you for telling me that the sharpening is too strong because now I know that I need to like dial it back a little bit because I can't tell. Okay. So Othello kisses her and he's just like, ooh, that was nice. I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'm going to kill her. And then he kisses her again and says, "Ah, so sweet was never so fatal, I must weep. But they are cruel tears, the sorrows heavenly it strikes where it doth love." She wakes. So Desdemona's waking up as he's like crying and like trying to kiss her while she's asleep, which is a little bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie. Because I mean they're married, so it's less awkward, right? But I don't know, it's weird to like wake up. I don't know. Have you ever woken up and somebody's just like staring at you? It's weird. I don't like that feeling. But you can feel it before you wake up. And Desdemona's like, "Who's there? Othello?" And Othello says, "I, Desdemona." Oh, "I, Desdemona." He's just saying yes. Not "I." He's not Italian. And, or Spanish. Desdemona says, "Will you come to bed, my lord?" And Othello says, "Have you prayed tonight, Desdemona?" And Desdemona says, "Aye, my lord." And Othello says, "If you bethink yourself of any crime, unreconciled as yet to heaven and grace, solicit for it straight." And Desdemona says, "Alack, my lord, what may you mean by that?" So Othello's like, "Look, you're in a hazy state, so I'm going to take advantage of you right now. If you've done anything that God would be really ashamed of, you should tell me about it right now so that I know. And maybe if you didn't, I'll get in bed with you." And she's just like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man. Can you just like get in here?" And Othello says, "Well, do it and be brief. I will walk by. I would not kill thy unprepared spirit. No, heaven forfend. I would not kill thy soul." And Desdemona says, "Talk you of killing?" Othello, "Aye, I do." Desdemona, "Then heaven have mercy on me." Othello, "Amen with all my heart." Desdemona, "If you say so, I hope you will not kill me." Othello, hum. Okay, this is so funny because I was saying this whole time, I was like, Othello would just kill, like if Othello was in Hamlet's shoes, Othello would have killed Uncle Claudius, like day one. But the fact that he's refusing to kill Desdemona so quickly, and I mean, to be fair, right, it's an act of passion, and he cares about her, right? But at the same time, sorry. But at the same time, because he's not 100%, sure of it, he's just like, I can't do it. And then Desdemona says, "And yet I fear you, for you're fatal then when your eyes roll so. Why I should fear I know not, since guiltiness I know not, but yet I feel I fear." And Othello says, "Think on thy sins." Desdemona, "They are loves I bear to you." Othello, "Aye, and for that thou diest." Desdemona, "That's death's unnatural that kills for loving. Alas, why gnaw you so your nether lip?" Oh, he's biting his lip. "Some bloody passion shakes your very frame. These are portents. But yet I hope they do not point on me." So Desdemona's just like, "What? You're killing me because you love me? That's stupid." And then he's biting his lip. So I'll bark and a little bit of bite punk because he's just demolishing his lip. But Desdemona's like, "Oh, you're biting your lip? Oh, because you're scared? Are you actually you're not gonna kill me. Because you're too scared to kill me. You're not gonna do it. Because you know I didn't do anything." And Othello says, "Peace and be still." And Desdemona says, "I will be so. What's the matter?" Othello, "That handkerchief which I so loved and gave thee, thou gavest to Cassio." And Desdemona said, "No. But my life and soul, send for the man and ask him." And Othello says, "Sweet soul, take heed of perjury, thou art on thy deathbed." And Desdemona says, "Aye, but not yet to die." And Othello says, "Yes, presently. Therefore confess thee freely to thy sin, for to deny each article with oath cannot remove nor choke the strong conception that I do groan withal. Thou art to die." So Othello finally says to Desdemona, he's just like, "Look, I know you gave Cassio your handkerchief. He has it. He gave it to somebody else." And she's just like, "Bro, I didn't do that, man. Go get him right now. We will settle this." We will fisticuffs. Let's go. And he's just like, no, I can't believe you're lying to me right now. This is where you're going to die. And Desdemona says, then Lord have mercy on me. Othello, I say amen. Desdemona, and have you mercy too. I never did offend you in my life, never loved Cassio, but with such general warranty of heaven as I might love. I never gave him token. Othello, by heaven, I saw my handkerchief in his hand, O perjured woman. O perjured woman, thou dost stone my heart, and makest me call when I intend to do a murder, which I thought a sacrifice. I saw the handkerchief. So Othello's just like, look, I saw Cassio had the handkerchief, bro. You cannot lie to me on this. This is not something you can lie about, okay? This is something that happened. You cannot make this up, okay? I'm not making this up. And Desdemona said, he found it then. I never gave it him. Send for him hither. Let him confess the truth. And Othello says, he hath confessed. Desdemona says, what, my lord? And Othello says that he hath used thee. Desdemona, how? Unlawfully? Othello, aye. Desdemona, he will not say so. Othello, no, his mouth is stopped. Honest Iago hath taken order for it. Desdemona, oh, my fear interprets. What? Is he dead? Othello, had all his hairs been lives, my great revenge had stomach for them all. Desdemona, alas, he is betrayed, and I undone. Othello, out, strumpet! Weepest thou for him in my face? And Desdemona says, oh, banish me, my lord, but kill me not. Othello, down, strumpet! Desdemona, kill me tomorrow, let me live tonight. Othello, nay, if you strive. Desdemona, but half an hour. Othello, being done, there is no pause. Desdemona, but while I say one prayer. Othello, it is too late. Desdemona, oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. And then he smothers her. Okay, so strumpet. I love how he uses strumpet so much in this play. I know, and it makes me so mad that he's just like, yeah, Iago told me. And plus, Iago's gonna handle this. Iago's gonna kill Cassio, bro. Haha, you don't have anyone to back up anything that you have to say right now, because guess what? I know you did it. Iago told me. And then Desdemona's just like, give me a half an hour, please. And then he's just like, nope, too late. And she's like, let me pray. And he's like, nope, too bad. And then he just starts to strangle her, essentially. Well, he does. He's strangling her. With probably, I don't know. Use your imagination. Pillow? Maybe. And then Emilia is behind the door. And she says, my lord, what ho, my lord. And Othello says, what noise is this? Not dead, not yet quite dead. I that am cruel am yet merciful. I would not have thee linger in thy pain. So, and then, so he like stops Pillow smothering her, and then starts Pillow smothering her again. And then Emilia says outside, what ho, my lord! And Othello says, who is there? So Othello's trying to kill her with a pillow. Okay. So then Othello says, oh, yeah, he says, who's there? And Emilia's like, oh, my good lord, I'd speak a word with you. And Othello says, yes, 'tis Emilia, by and by. She's dead. 'Tis like she comes to speak of Cassio's death. The noise was high. No more moving? Still is the grave. Shall she come in? Were it good? I think she stirs again. No, what's best to do? If she come in, she'll sure speak to my wife. My wife. What wife? I have no wife. Oh, insupportable. Oh, heavy hour. Methinks it should be now a huge eclipse of sun and moon, and that the affrighted globe should yawn at alteration. Okay. So Othello's just like, I think Emilia wants to come in because she wants to tell me about Cassio's death. should I let her in? He's like having this inner monologue. He's like, I'm not going to let her in. I'm going to let her in. If she comes in, she's going to want to talk to Desdemona. Maybe she won't want to talk to Desdemona. I don't know. I don't even have a wife anymore because she's dead. Oops, whoops. Okay. So then Amelia says, again, from outside the door, she's just like, I do beseech you that I may speak with you. Oh, good my lord. And Othello said, I had forgot thee. Oh, come in, Amelia. Soft by and by, let me the curtains draw. Where art thou? And then he opens the door. I know. Othello really did not get the memo with pillow talk. He was like, pillow talk, finished. Smother. Sorry, I shouldn't make a joke about like killing your wife. I know, right? Exactly. Yeah, I think the fact that Othello is just like, oh man, I'm gonna smother this woman, and then this other woman is knocking, and then I'm still gonna smother her, even though her like handmaiden slash bestie is at the door. Why not, right? Okay. So then he opens the door and Amelia comes in, which I'm thinking too, they would have a bed with like one of those giant curtains around it, so he could probably close the curtain and she'd be fine. So then Othello says, what's the matter with thee now? And Amelia says, oh my good lord, yonder's foul murder done. And Othello says, what now? Amelia, by now, my lord. Othello, it is the very error of the moon. She comes more nearer earth than she was wont and makes men mad. Amelia, Cassio, my lord, hath killed a young Venetian called Rodrigo. Othello, Rodrigo killed and Cassio killed? Okay, so Amelia is coming in to tell Othello about how Rodrigo died. Okay? And Othello's like, Rodrigo's dead and Cassio's dead, right? He's dead too, right? Right? And Amelia's like, no, Cassio is not killed. And Othello says, not Cassio killed? Then murder's out of tune and sweet revenge grows harsh. And Desdemona says, oh, falsely murdered. And Desdemona says, oh, falsely murdered. Oh! Oh my God. Desdemona just spoke. She's not dead. He smothered her twice and he still couldn't kill her. What's up, Snatch? Welcome back to chat. I'm dead. Okay. So, Amelia says, oh Lord, what cry is that? And Othello says, that? What? And Amelia says, out! And alas, that was my lady's voice. And she opens the bed curtains. And then Amelia says, help, help, ho, help, oh lady, speak again. Sweet Desdemona, oh sweet mistress, speak. And Desdemona says, a guiltless death I die. And Amelia says, oh, who hath done this deed? So Desdemona's dying. That's what's happening. She's not dead yet, but she's almost dead. And Amelia is like, who did it? And Desdemona says, nobody. I myself. Farewell. Commend me to my kind lord. Oh, farewell. And she dies. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I wanted Desdemona to survive more than like 2 lines after getting smothered. I was ready for her not to die. Right. Maybe. I don't know if that's what happens, Kermes. Is that actually what happens? I don't know. That's messed up. I don't think that's what happens, Kermes. Okay. So Desdemona's dead. Great. And Othello says, why, how should she be murdered? And Amelia says, alas, who knows? Punk. The puns are so good. Okay. So then Othello says, "You heard her say herself, it was not I." And Amelia said, "She said so. I must needs report the truth. I must needs report the truth." And Othello says, "She's like a liar gone to burning hell. 'Twas I that killed her." And Amelia says, "Oh, the more angel she, and you the blacker devil." And Othello says, "She turned to folly, and she was a whore." And Amelia said, "Thou dost belie her, and thou art a devil." And Othello says, "She was false as water." Amelia, "Thou art rash as fire to say that she was false. Oh, she was heavenly true." Okay. So then, so essentially Othello was like, I killed her, bro. She didn't commit suicide. I killed her. And Amelia was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? I told you she didn't do anything. What is wrong with you men that are in this play? I hate all of you." Okay? You're stupid and you're a sinner. She's essentially saying that. And Othello says, "Cassio did top her. Ask thy husband else. Or I were damned beneath all depth in hell, but that I did proceed upon those just grounds to this extremity. Thy husband knew it all." And Amelia says, "My husband?" And Othello says, "Thy husband." Amelia, "That she was false to wedlock?" Othello, "Ay, with Cassio. Nay, had she been true, if heaven would make me such another world of one entire imperfect chrysolite, I'd not have sold her for it." Amelia, "My husband." So Amelia's just like, "Wait, Iago told you this? Iago?" And he's just like, "Yes, he told me everything. He told me that Cassio got with her, topped her." Disgusting. It's like one step away from Mount. I hate it. I hate it. So Cassio topped her, and then she was just like super unfaithful, and she's still just like, "Wait, my husband said that?" And Othello says, "Aye, 'twas he that told me first. An honest man he is, and hates the slime that sticks on filthy deeds." And Amelia says, "My husband." And Othello says, "What needs this iterance, woman? I say thy husband." And Amelia says, "Oh, mistress, villainy hath made mocks with love. My husband say that she was false?" And Othello says, "He, woman, I say thy husband, doth understand the word?" My husband, my friend, thy husband, honest, honest Iago. And Amelia says, "If he say so, may his pernicious soul rot half a grain a day. He lies to the heart. She was too fond of her most filthy bargain." Okay. Yeah, I get it too. I mean, Amelia keeps just saying, like, "My husband, my husband, my husband, my husband." But I like it a little bit though, because again, man, Amelia is such a gem. She's probably like right below Bianca. Yes, he just murdered his wife, but you also have to remember, he's the one who did it, and he chose to do it, and he didn't listen. And so now Amelia is just like, "Wow, you listened to my stupid husband about this when I told you the truth. Desdemona told you the truth. Cassio didn't say anything because he didn't know what the heck was going on. But you are so stupid. Really? He's a liar." And Othello draws his sword and says, "Huh?" And Amelia says, "Do thy worst. This deed of thine is no more worthy heaven than thou wast worthy her." Yeah, so Amelia said before this, she said, "Iago's like a dirty, rotten liar. He lies to you. She was so obsessed with you that she didn't have time to do anything other than want to be with you." And so he draws his sword, and she's just like, "Do it. I don't care. Go for it. It's not like I have anything going for me. I'm married to freaking Iago. Nobody likes him. I don't like him." And so Othello says, "Peace. You were best." And Emilia says, thou hast not half the power to do me harm, as I have to be hurt. O gull, O dolt, as ignorant as dirt! Thou hast done a deed I care not for thy sword. I'll make thee known, though I lost 20 lives. Help! Help! Oh, help! The Moor hath killed my mistress! Murder! Murder! So she starts like shouting for help. And then literally everyone comes in. Montano comes in, Graziano comes in, Iago comes in, and other people come in. And Montano says, what's the matter? How now, brown cow general? And Emilia says, oh, are you come, Iago? You have done well, that men must lay their murders on your neck. And Graziano says, what's the matter? And Emilia turns to Iago and says, disprove this villain if thou beest a man. He says, thou toldest him that his wife was false. I know thou didst not. Thou art not such a villain. Speak, for my heart is full. And Iago says, I told him what I thought, and I told no more. Then what he found himself was apt and true. And Emilia says, but did you ever tell him she was false? And Iago says, I did. And Emilia says, you told a lie, an odious damned lie. Upon my soul, a lie, a wicked lie. She false with Cassio? Did you say with Cassio? And Iago says, with Cassio, mistress, go to, charm your tongue. Emilia says, I will not charm my tongue. I am bound to speak. My mistress here lies murderate in her bed. And all of them say, oh, heavens forfend. This is dope as hell. This is dope. This is amazing. Amelia's just like, you so stupid, and you my husband, and I hate you, bro. You so dumb. Bro, what? Okay. So then, Emilia says, and your reports have set the murder on. And Othello says, nay, stare not, masters. It is true indeed. And Graziano says, 'tis a strange truth. And Montano says, a monstrous act. And Emilia says, villainy. Villainy, villainy. I think upon it. I think. I smell it. Oh, villainy. I thought so then. I'll kill myself for grief. Oh, villainy. Villainy. And Iago says, what? Are you mad? I charge you. Get you home. So Iago's just like, what? Are you a crazy? You're crazy. You're crazy, crazy, crazy. Seriously? Like, go home. You're acting, you're being a fool right now. And then Emilia says, good gentlemen, let me have to speak. 'Tis proper I obey him, but not now. Perchance, Iago, I'll never go home. And Othello says, oh. And Iago falls on the bed. And Emilia says, nay, lay thee down and roar, for thou hast killed the sweetest innocent that ever did lift up eye. And Othello rises up and says, oh, she was foul. I scarce did know you, uncle. There lies your niece, whose breath indeed these hands have newly stopped. I know this act shows horrible and grim. And Graziano says, poor Desdemona. I am glad thy father's dead. Thy match was mortal to him, in pure grief sure his old thread in twain. Did he live now, this sight would make him do a desperate turn, yea, curse his better angel from his side, and fall to reprobance. And Othello says, 'tis fitable, and yet Iago knows that she with Cassio hath the act of shame 1,000 times committed. Cassio confessed it, and she did gratify his amorous works with the recognizance and pledge of love, which I first gave her. I saw it in his hand. It was a handkerchief, an antique token my father gave my mother. Emilia, oh God, oh heavenly God. And Iago says, zounds, hold your peace. And Emilia says, twill out. I peace? No, I will speak as liberal as the north. Let heaven and man and devils, let them all cry shame against me, yet I'll speak. And Iago says, be wise and get you home. So Emilia knows what happened. So Othello's just like, look, I killed her because she was a hoe, dude, okay? And that's why I killed her. And that's why I'm going to continue to stand by my opinion. And Graziano's like, this is terrible. Like, I can't believe you did this to my niece. She was a good girl. I'm so glad her father's dead because otherwise he would probably try to kill you right now. And And Othello's like, no. She got with Cassio a bunch of times. He had her handkerchief. And Emilia's like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Are you freaking kidding me? And Iago's like, nope. Amelia, go home. And Amelia's like, nope, I'm not going home. I'm going to tell everyone what you did. She's about to go like full on. So Amelia says, I will not. And Iago threatens her with his sword. Iago, that's not making you look good right now. I'm just going to say it's making you look really guilty. And guess what? She's going to make you look even more guilty. You just got here at a really good time, AVM. It's getting really dramatic. And then Graziano says, fie! Your sword upon a woman? And Amelia says, oh, thou dull Moor, that handkerchief thou speakest of I found by fortune and did give my husband. For often with a solemn earnestness, more than indeed belonged to such a trifle, he begged of me to steal it. And Iago says, villainous whore. And Amelia says, she give it Cassio? No, alas, I found it, and I did give it my husband. And Iago says, filth, thou liest. Amelia, by heaven, I do not, gentlemen. O murderous coxcomb. What should such a fool do with such a good wife? Do with so good a wife? Thou dull Moor. I like that she calls him that because she's just like, you're so stupid. Can you not understand this? Can you not understand the fact that you literally got tricked by a handkerchief? A handkerchief. That's it. That's all it is. So then Othello says, are there no stones in heaven but what serve for the thunder? Precious villain. And then he lunges at Iago with a sword, but Montano takes his sword away. And then Iago stabs Amelia and runs away. Amelia's wounded. And I'm guessing it's really bad. Like, she got stabbed. So. But then Iago runs away. That's like his only trope. He's like, I'm going to cause some drama, and then I'm going to run away. Then Graziano says, the woman falls. Sure, he hath killed his wife. Amelia deserves so much better. She deserves so much better. Oh my God. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Okay? I cannot. All right. So, she's on her knees. And Amelia says, I. Oh, lay me by your mistress's side. And Graziano says, he's gone, but his wife's killed. And Montano says, oh, 'tis a notorious villain. Take you this weapon, which I have here recovered from the Moor. Come, guard the door without. Let him not pass, but kill him rather. I'll after that same villain, for 'tis a damned slave. And everyone exults except for Othello and Amelia. And Othello is just, oh. This has to be like a really tender and just like moment. Like a, oh God, what have I done? So Othello says, I am not valiant neither. But every puny whipster gets my sword. But why should I honor outlive? But why should... Damn it. She's dying on the floor, XP. You can't even give Othello's line. I am not valiant. I am not valiant neither. But every puny whipster gets my sword. But why should honor outlive honesty? Let it go all. So Othello's just like, tell me everything. Please tell me everything. I need to know. Please. Amelia, This is so sad. What did thy song bode, lady? Hark, canst thou hear me? I will play the swan and die in music. Okay. If you were not here 2 days ago, when we did the pillow talk between Desdemona and Amelia, Desdemona was like, there was this awesome woman that I used to live with who like took care of me and whatever. And she used to sing this song every single day. And it was like a song of good fortune, right? And she sung it on her deathbed. And Desdemona was like, I sing this anytime I'm feeling very fortunate. And I want to sing it until the day I die. And now Amelia is going to sing it. I'm so sad. Willow, willow, willow. War. She was chaste. She loved thee, cool Moor. So come my soul to bliss as I speak true. So speaking as I think, alas, I die. That's a really good death. Like, that's a really good one. Because this is what I would say, right? Is like Shakespeare has a lot of just like bro deaths. Let me explain. Because I mean, usually it's going to be a dude who's dying. The women usually just kind of like they either die off stage or they die really quickly. But how I'm going to say bro death, right, is they're just like, oh, don't forget me, bro, and then they die. Or they're like, oh, I hope you rue the day that you were ever born, and then they die. But Amelia, she's just like, look, bro, she loved you. She didn't cheat on you. And you messed up. Then she sings her little song. And she dies. That's a good death. 10 out of 10 death. Whoa. That's really good. Oh, man. Pillow, pillow, pillow. No! It was actually just pillow, pillow because it was only 2. But yeah, I agree. So then Othello says, right unto? I know. Da, 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 da. I can't whistle, which is so embarrassing. But yeah, man. This is going to take me a while to get over because, man, I really liked Amelia. Amelia was super understated in the beginning. Like, I don't know. For me, Desdemona did not have a character arc. She was very static. She was just like, yep, I'm here. I'm doing whatever. But Amelia, she like was just whatever, whatever, whatever. And then boom! She was like this really cool person out of nowhere at the end of Act 4. It's amazing how much I've come to appreciate Amelia in the past week. Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe I do like Amelia more than Bianca. I mean, Amelia has more personality for sure. The only thing I don't like about Amelia is that she's very judgmental of Bianca. She's just a very judgmental person. And I think that's also because she's affected by the values of her time, right? Because, I mean, she's judgmental of Bianca for being a woman against God. She's judgmental of Othello for being a man against God and doing, like, an unholy act. I think it's just she's a woman who believes in her religion, which is very integral to the time this is written and the time she would have been alive. I don't know. but she's just so much more complex than Bianca. Because, I mean, Bianca's only there for a little bit. And again, they have the same vibes. But, oh, man, okay, I'm going to keep going because I need to... we're almost there. We're in the home stretch, guys. We've got like 3-4 pages left. We can do this. Believe in us. And I thought this was going to take forever. It doesn't take forever. Okay. What happened? Okay, so she died. Boom. Okay, so then Othello says, I have another weapon in this chamber. It was a sword of Spain, the ice brook's temper. Oh, here it is. Uncle, I must come forth. So Othello just has like another weapon chilling. Also, way to acknowledge the death that just happened in front of you, Othello. Like, way to go. What a bro. Okay. And then Gratiano's at the door and says, If thou attempted it, it will cost thee dear. Thou hast no weapon and perforce must suffer. And Othello says, Look in upon me then and speak with me. Or naked as I am, I will assault thee. And then Gratiano comes in and says, What's the matter? And Othello says, Behold! I have a weapon! It's a profile gel .7. It's not the most precise or fine tip, however, it will get the job done with blunt force. I better never did itself sustain upon a soldier's thigh. I have seen the day that with this little arm and this good sword I have made my way through more impediments than 20 times your stop. But, O vain boast, what can control this fate? I love it. I love it. I love how Othello's like, okay, so I have this little tiny sword that I'm going to use to kill someone, and it has gotten me a lot of, it's gotten me out of more than 20 squabbles. But guess what? I'm going to use it again today out of desperation. I'm so dead. Even in a time of this much drama, Othello can still be like, I killed a lot of people with this tiny sword. Okay, 'tis not so now. Be not afraid. Though you do see me weaponed, here is my journey's end. Here is my butt, and very sea mark of my utmost sail. Do you go back dismayed? 'Tis a lost fear. Man but a rush against Othello's breast, and he retires. Where should Othello go? Now! And then he looks over to Desdemona. How dost thou look now? O ill-starred wench, pale is thy smock. When we shall meet at Compt, this look of thine will hurl my soul from heaven, and fiends will snatch at it. Cold, my girl? Even like thy chastity, O cursed slave! Whip me, ye devils, from the possession of this heavenly sight. Blow me about in winds, roast me in sulphur, wash me in steep down gulfs of liquid fire. O Desdemona, dead Desdemona, dead. Oh. I know, right, Kermes? It makes me so mad. Makes me so mad that they keep talking. Like, I get it, okay? I think it's more just about her being faithful, right? Because, again, they didn't do nothing together. So, that's how she died. I'm sure she's got a comfy seat wherever she went after she died in the afterlife. Because they were like, man, you didn't even get to have sex with your husband? Here's a lazy boy. Get comfy. Let's go. Here's some popcorn. Shit's about to go down. And then Lodovico, Montano, Cassio come in. Cassio's carried in a chair because he has no legs. And then there are officers with the captured Iago. Yeah, Chaste Lounge. She's in a chaste lounge. I'm dead. That's amazing. Okay. So then Lodovico says, where is this rash and most unfortunate man? And Othello says, that's he that was Othello. Here I am. And Lodovico says, "Where is that viper? Bring the villain forth." And Othello says, "I look down towards his feet, but that's a fable. If that thou beest a devil, I cannot kill thee." And then he wounds Iago. So he goes up to Iago and he's just like, "Oh, gut punch," but with a sword. I'm dead. And then Lodovico says, "Wretch his sword from him," and then they take his sword. And Iago says, "I bleed, sir, but not killed." Bro, Iago, shut up. Nobody wants to hear from you. And Othello says, "I'm not sorry neither. I'd have thee live, for in my sense 'tis happiness to die." And Lodovico says, "Oh, thou Othello, that wert once so good, fallen in the practice of a damned slave, what should be said to thee?" And Othello says, "Why, anything. An honourable murderer, if you will, for naught did I in hate, but all in honour." And Lodovico says, "This wretch hath part confessed his villainy. Did you and he consent in Cassio's death?" And Othello says, "Aye." And Cassio says, "Dear General, I never gave you cause." She's like, "Oh, why, Othello? I didn't do anything." And Othello's like, "I do believe it and ask your pardon. Will you, I pray, demand that demi-devil? Why, he hath thus ensnared my soul and body." And Iago says, "Demand me nothing. What you know, you know. From this time forth I never will speak a word." And Lodovico says, "What? Not to pray?" And Gratiano says, "Torments will ope your lips." Othello, "Well, thou dost best." So Iago's just like, "I'm swearing myself to silence forever." The end of Iago. Yeah, I don't. Does Iago speak ever again? No, he doesn't speak ever again. Thank God. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Right, the sign of an honest man. I will never speak again. Oops, I accidentally spoke. Okay. And then, so Lodovico's just like, "Did you consent to Cassio's death? Did you ask Iago to kill Cassio?" And he's like, "Yes." And then Cassio's just like, "Why, sir?" And Othello's like, "Look, I was poisoned in the mind by Iago." And Iago's like, "Woo." And then Lodovico says, "You won't even pray? That's gonna get you downstairs for sure." And then Lodovico says, "Sure, sir, you shall understand what hath befallen, which, as I think, you know not. Here is a letter found in the pocket of the slain Rodrigo. And here another, the one of them imports the death of Cassio to be undertook by Rodrigo." And Othello says, "Oh, villain!" And Cassio says, "Most heathenish and most gross." Okay. So Lodovico is just like, he's talking about how Rodrigo has this letter from Iago saying, Rodrigo has this letter from Iago saying he should kill Cassio himself, and Othello is just like, I didn't ask Rodrigo to do it. And Cassio is just like, "Oh crap." And Lodovico is just like, "Now here's another discontented paper, found in his pocket too. And this it seems Rodrigo meant to have sent this damned villain. But that belike Iago is in the nick, came in and satisfied him." So then Lodovico's just like, "And then Iago came in and chopped off Cassio's legs." And then Othello says, "Oh, the pernicious caitiff! How came you, Cassio, by that handkerchief that was my wife's?" And Cassio says, "I found it in my chamber." And he himself confessed, but even now that there he dropped it for a special purpose which wrought to his desire. And Othello says, "Oh, fool, fool, fool!" Cassio says, "There is besides in Rodrigo's letter how he upbraids Iago that he made him brave upon the watch. Whereon it came that I was cast, and even but now he spake after long seeming dead, Iago hurt him. Iago set him on." Okay, so then Cassio is just like, "Look," and then what happened is that Iago came up and he stabbed Rodrigo. Boom. Oh yeah, and then Cassio was just like, "I found the handkerchief in my room, by the way." Iago was like, "Oh, I know what that is, but don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna miss it. So just use it for yourself." So then Lodovico turns to Othello and says, "You must forsake this room and go with us. Your power and your command is taken off, and Cassio rules in Cyprus. For the slave, if there be any cunning cruelty that can torment him much and hold him long, it shall be this. It shall be his. You shall close prison or rest, till that the nature of your fault be known to the Venetian state. Come, bring away." So Lodovico is just like, "Look, you're going to come with us, Othello, okay? Cassio's in charge of Cyprus from now on, and Iago's going to go and be a prisoner somewhere." And Othello says, "Soft you, a word or two before you go. I have done the state some service, and they know it. No more of that, I pray you. In your letters, when you shall see these unlucky deeds relate, speak of me as I am. Nothing extenuate. Nor set down aught in malice. Then must you speak of one that loved not wisely but too well, of one not easily jealous, but being wrought perplexed in the extreme, of one whose hand, like the base Indian, threw a pearl away, richer than all his tribe, of one whose subdued eyes, albeit unused to the melting mood, drops tears as fast as the Arabian trees their medicinable gum. Set you down this, and say besides that in Aleppo once, where a malignant and turbaned Turk beat a Venetian, introduced the state, I took by the throat the circumcised dog, and smote him thus." Othello stabs himself. I'm so done with these people. They're they're so easily influenced. I can't handle it. I mean, yes, he is an emotional man, but the thing that's funny about it is that at the beginning of the book, they're all like, "Oh yeah, Stone Cold Othello, man, whatever, blah 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 blah," right? But oh my God, he really works with his emotions here. He's just like, "Yeah, let me just like stab people because I think that my wife slept with them. Let me just kill my wife. Let me just kill myself because I'm messed up." Ugh. He's just like, "Look, Lodovico, I'm not going with you. Okay? I'm not going with you, but I want you to make sure the story is straight. Make sure that they remember me as a man who loved his wife and, like, you know, did everything he could, but it was an act of passion and he was fooled by people that were around him, and now I shall die." And then he just, yeah, I know, I agree. You know, sometimes people get like, there are some people who just like let their emotions build, and then they're like, I can't handle it anymore. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, right? Ah, man. Okay, so I have lived in a small town before. So I think it was maybe, we're not done yet, by the way. Just pausing for a tangent. So I lived in a small town of maybe 100 people, like one of the smallest towns in the US. And the gossip is insane. Like, it's literally insane. Everyone actually knows everything about everyone. It's not like those towns that are maybe 1,000 or 5,000 people. No. It's way smaller. There's no town around anything. Like, it's in the middle of the desert. It's like one town, dust. That's it. That's all that's there. It's like a dried lake. And so everyone knew everything about each other. And this isn't just high school. This is the whole town. And I mean, I lived there when I was an adult. So like all of the kids that were going to school, there were 8 kids in the school. So all of them from K to high school went to the same school. Nuts. So Yeah, I get it. It can be a little bit stressful, and you kind of feel like you really have to make sure you're doing things the right way. So yeah, you kind of feel like you're under a magnifying glass for sure, and it can really mess it up. Okay. I know, right, Punk? There's always someone that's just like, why is everybody dead? I mean, everyone always do be dying, though. That's Shakespeare's thing. Nobody's going to walk in during this, though. It doesn't look like. So, it's all right. It's just left to Lodovico and Graziano to be like, oops, well, it is what it is. Okay. So he stabs himself, and then Lodovico says, oh, bloody period! And Graziano says, all that spoke is married. Marred. I promise I'm literate. And Othello says to Desdemona, I kissed thee ere I killed thee. No way but this, killing myself to die upon a kiss. And then he kisses Desdemona and dies. I imagine him just like kissing her and then like collapsing over her body. That's how I see it. Then Cassio says, this did I fear, but thought he had no weapon, for he was great of heart. And Lodovico says to Iago, O Spartan dog, more fell than anguish, hunger, or the sea. Look on the tragic loading of this bed. This is thy work. The object poisoned sight. Let it be hid. And then the curtains of the bed close. Like they close them. They're not like electric. It's electric. No, it's not. Okay. And then then Lodovico continues. Graziano, keep the house, and seize upon the fortunes of the Moor, for they succeed on you. And then he turns to Cassio. To you, Lord Governor, remains the censure of this hellish villain, the time, the place, the torture. Oh, enforce it. Myself will straight aboard, and to the state this heavy act with heavy heart relate. And then they all exit, and then that's the end of Othello. We're finished. Yes, we're finished. It's done. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Here, I'm going to get all of my Shakespeare books, because we've read all of the Shakespeare books that I have so far. Let's get them. I want to rank them. Okay. And yes, I am wearing real pants today. Okay, so let's start with the dramas first. So we have Hamlet, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet. Okay, Romeo and Juliet's the worst. Don't like it that much. And then I think probably Macbeth is second, Hamlet is third, and Othello is... Well, no. Macbeth is second worst. I'm writing them by worst. I think Othello is my favorite so far. Amelia is the saving grace of it. Because Macbeth was fine. It's just Macbeth had a complete ignorance for everything that was going on around him and all of the people that were around him, and I don't like that at all. Yeah, I agree. Amelia was a really strong character, which I really liked. I mean, I don't know. I liked Hamlet a lot. I don't know. It's hard to pick between Hamlet and Othello. Okay, I'm going to keep these to the side. All right, we got A Midsummer Night's Dream. I don't know which is worse, Romeo and Juliet or A Midsummer Night's Dream, because which is so strange, right? Because I mean, I know these are all very famous, but at the same time, I feel like Romeo and Juliet is like his most famous tragedy, and I feel like A Midsummer Night's Dream is his most famous comedy, and I dislike them the most. That's true. Iago was like such a hateable character that it was so good. Okay, I think I'm putting Midsummer Night's Dream last. Romeo and Juliet next last. Okay, I'm trying to remember Twelfth Night. I remember I was staring at Twelfth Night and I was like, I have absolutely no idea what happened. Okay, I do remember. So I'm going to put Macbeth on top of Romeo and Juliet because Macbeth was very okay to me. Which I'm trying to remember, but I think I'm seeing Macbeth at the Globe when I go to London. I'm going to London in August to September. But like for a week and a half. But it wasn't super strong for me. Oh yeah, Punk, that's dope. Yeah, I've been to the Globe once before. I haven't seen a play there, but I've been to the Globe, and it's really a beautiful place. I really enjoy it. Okay, and then I think Twelfth Night is gonna go next because I liked. I liked the characters in it a lot. But will I put Twelfth Night above or below Merchant of Venice? They both have women with pants. That's the thing. Because I mean, it does. It has women with pants, and you know what? I think it's. I don't know. Maybe I like Twelfth Night more because I don't know. What do I like more? See, the funny thing about it is Twelfth Night is just like kind of queer, and I like it because it really plays with gender roles a lot. Right? Do the pants have pockets? I don't know. Good question. I hope so. I hope they're not just like pantaloons. So yeah, maybe I'll put Merchant of Venice below Twelfth Night, even though I really like the riddle situation in Merchant of Venice. And then there's Othello and Hamlet. I don't know. I need to decide, but I don't think I'll be able to decide today, just because I know that Othello's like really fresh in my brain, whereas Hamlet, I read it only a couple weeks ago. But since I've been so Othello, this is not as fresh in my brain right now. And so now I'm just like, okay, well, these things happened. The thing that I don't like about this is Ophelia dying off stage. That's one thing I really don't like. Though I will say the final scene is really dope. Like the final killing scene in this, super good. And I know that probably the same amount of people die in the ending scene of this, but the thing is, it's not as dramatic as this one. It's not as dramatic as Hamlet. Hamlet's final killing scene is insane, whereas Othello's killing scene is like, okay, this person dies, and then some stuff happens, and then this person dies, and then some more stuff happens. Have I ever read something after reading the book to change my opinion on any of the plays? What do you mean? I'm curious what you mean by that. I'm going to tie Hamlet and Othello. I think they're going to be at a tie right now. Because there are aspects of this that I like, and there are aspects of this that I like. But there are also aspects of both of them that I hate. So that's where I'm going to be on that. The women characters are better in this one. And the death scene is better in this one. Plus, it's got a little bit of that emo feeling in it. Ham emo. So, okay. Oh yeah, good transition, Kermies. I have a Discord right now. I started a Discord. So if you would like to get notifications as to when I am streaming, it is in the description. I need to clean it up. But if you would like to, feel free to. And yeah, that's fine. Feel free to go over there and sign up. I don't know the proper terms for Discord. I've used it a little bit. I haven't used it a lot. I mainly just like have one with some friends. Oh, thank you, Kermes. But yeah, so, all right. Next week, we will probably do a short story reading, and then we will either do 2 short story readings, or we will do something of that nature. I don't know. I'll figure it out, because I have a guest coming on Wednesday of next week. So therefore, I'm going to have to be out for about a week and a half. So like some of Shakespeare's sonnets were expounded upon, and people tried to discover the meaning of some of the sonnets. If you know it is based on a real person, does your thought it's easier to change? I mean, yes and no. So, for instance, okay, Romeo and Juliet is based on my lowest rated drama at the moment. Romeo and Juliet is based upon 2 characters that I really, really enjoy. They're based on Francesca and Paolo from Dante's Inferno. And it's a really tragic love story between 2 people. Juliet is supposed to marry like this really old, or not Juliet, Francesca is supposed to marry this like really old, decrepit, gross guy that she doesn't like. But the thing is, she doesn't know she's supposed to marry him because he sends Paolo in his stead, right? And so Paolo shows up at her door and he's like, hey, you want to get married? And she's like, hell yeah, you're super hot. And so they show up. It's the day of the wedding. She starts walking down the aisle and he's like, sorry, actually, I was there in my, I don't know if it's cousin or uncle or like, I don't know, somebody's stead. And then she starts walking down the aisle and she's like, I do not want to marry this man. But she marries the man. Not that she really had a choice, right? And then she's like unhappily married, but the thing is, Paolo also lives on the reservation. No, she also lives on the property. And then the guy she's married to, her husband, has to leave for war. And he leaves for war for like 10 years. And she's like chilling with Paolo. They have a romance going on. They like read books in the garden and they totally do stuff. And then he comes back from war and then he finds out that they've been sleeping together and that they've been like romancing each other. And he's really upset and he kills both of them. I really like that story. I really, really like it. Because like I like the idea of Francesca and Paolo like really getting to know each other. Like that betrayal too, whenever it comes to getting married, right? That's a lot of dramatic and really interesting backstory. But then he executed it in such a way that was just like, really? And I know this is probably this is teen love. This is, he's trying to do something, but it doesn't affect how I see this at all. Because I mean, I'm really just basing the work off of the work alone. It's kind of that idea. And I mean, maybe, so we're going to be doing histories when I come back. Because I ordered some histories and I ordered some histories, tragedies, and comedies. Not just tragedies and comedies. As well as some Greek stuff too, by the way. We're going to get to do some Greek dramas. I'm so hyped. But maybe, I mean, I'll probably do some research about these figures before I read it, because I don't know. I mean, I think maybe I'll do a little bit of research, but I also don't want to spoil the story for myself, if that makes sense. So it'll just depend. As for audiences, I don't know. I mean, I think this is just me guessing. This is completely a shot in the dark, right? But movies didn't exist. So everyone needed some source of entertainment. Either they were reading books, or they were going to the theater, or they were seeing like troubadours, right? So troubadours live, pew pew pew. um, but it would make sense that there were teenagers who would go. So I mean, it's kind of like the idea of a teen romance movie, right? Where you know this in theaters near you, there's a girl in high school. She's a little bit awkward. Um, and she fell in love with the guy with the locker next to her, blah, 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 so it's just kind of that idea. So, all right, I'm going to end this here. Thank you for coming to stream. I hope you have a good day or a good afternoon or a good night, and I will see you on Monday. Goodbye.